Today we're reviewing the Salomon S Phantasm. This here is Salomon's answer to their road racing shoe. I bought it a couple of months ago. I've been using it during my training to my 2:45 marathon series, and wow, I've got to admit, I like it. The color's pretty bold, it's pretty Salomon-esque, isn't it? Anybody who knows Salomon shoes, this red, I think just, screams Salomon. But let's look at a little bit of the details of the shoe first before we get into what I like and what I dislike and how I've been finding running in it. So this shoe retails around, I think, 180 euros online. So it's not a cheap shoe to say, but obviously it's their racing shoe. It comes in and around 199 grams. I mean, I could notice it significantly, and I think it's one of the lightest shoes I've probably run in, or that I've noticed that when I pick it up or when I put it on my feet, that I hardly feel like I'm wearing them. As you can probably see, that's mainly down to, you can see my fingers through. Maybe you can even see me. Hello? I mean, you can practically see through the upper mesh. The midsole is made of this EVA mixed with olefin. I mean, who knows what these things are. It's a mix of something with something, and it gives it something. Basically, I like to, because it's not super, it's not squishy like a Hoka or anything, but it's not, too firm like I've found with most of Salomon shoes that I have run in. It does have like a nice little balance between it, but I like the fact that it's not too soft underfoot. They do have this R-camber, which is basically a little bit of a curvature like this, which helps to maybe, keep the flow going. When you're doing a race and you're really pushing through, that you do have the momentum. Going on to the sole, we have this nice still red sole. You probably can't tell very well from over there, but it's their Contra Grip, which is meant to be really great. I would say Mega Grip is better, but Contra Grip, especially on these shoes, has worked very well for me. And I've been running now in autumn where there's lots of wet leaves, wet sidewalks, footpaths, and I can't believe I just said sidewalks, I'm English. So the grip has been working quite well. The laces on the shoes are super featherweight, flat, and really good. I like them. I mean, they're just laces, I do understand that. And it's not a gusseted tongue. The tongue is quite flappy and moves around. I will say that there's like 3 eyelets along here, and they have some welded overlays on that mesh to try and help it keep it a little bit more secure, because obviously otherwise it would just be fabric. I don't actually know about the stack height, but it's not too high, and if I can find the information, I'll pop it up here on the screen. Let's get into what I like and dislike about this shoe. It goes without saying that the weight of this shoe is a huge like for me. I mean, running with this underfoot, first of all, you kind of hardly feel it's there, but you also have enough, support or cushioning underneath that you're not taking all that impact. That is obviously because of this lightweight upper, and it's actually really nice and a good fit for me, and runs true to size within the Salomon brand for me as well. One thing that I will mention about the upper is obviously, it's great that it's light, and it's this plastic kind of TPU. It's very see-through and breathable, which is great, so for warm running. But let's say it's raining, a lot of water might come through, but it also can escape pretty well. So like any shoe, it's not waterproof, but maybe it might flood a little bit more. There's one thing that I didn't really like is these eyelets here. There are 3 of them. Usually in running shoes, if you look at like Adidas shoes, there's probably like 10. Most shoes, I think in general, probably have 6. But the 3 can pose maybe a little bit of a problem if anybody wanted to get a really good lockdown, if they didn't have the right size shoe, or depending on what your size foot is like. This also poses a problem for me. I have run with a Stride Power Pod, and usually you put it in between 2 laces, and because they're a little bit wider, it could be a little bit tricky. I managed to do it fine, and actually I don't have any problems with what I've just mentioned there, because I've done about 80 kilometers in these and not had any problems with my foot moving around, the power pod leaving, or anything like that. I do also really like that, as I said, that it is very minimal, but there is a little bit of cushioning just around here to help give it a little bit more extra support and lock down around the foot. I think that's really good, and in general, the fit for a shoe that basically has no fabric feels pretty good. Also, the running flow with this shoe when you are running with it underfoot, as I said, it has this arc camber. It does feel extremely, it's not like a Hoka rocker that kind of propels you across to the forefoot, but you just feel that you should naturally land between like this midfoot area here to the forefoot, and it kind of guides you forwards. And as you can see, I've done 80 kilometers in these shoes, and the condition of them is pretty good. I've not seen that much wearing away. There's not much creasing here in the EVA as well, usually that you do get to see that, especially if I haven't actually got any, but like Vaporflies, as soon as you start wearing them, they do get crumpled up a little bit, and in other shoes that I've seen as well. Looks like quite a good midsole, and that for a racing shoe, it might be durable. I think it goes without saying that the style and the color of the shoe is super nice. I mean, I really like it. I'm not a big fan of Salomon running shoes in general, especially on the trail side, but this shoe, there's just something cool about it. When you have it on your foot, you feel like, I don't know, it's like a Ferrari, a red Ferrari. I mean, I don't even like cars, but I guess that's probably what I'd give the equivalent to. If we're looking at the sole and the grip of this shoe, it looks like that it might be a little bit troublesome on if you're doing like track work that is in the rain and it's a little bit slippy. There's not much of a grooved layering throughout the sole. It's more of like a flat surface. Quite true to most race running road shoes, but might be just a little bit troublesome in that kind of area. As I said, not had any problems with that. And when it comes to price, well, like 180 euros for a pair of running shoes, it's quite a lot of money. And especially seeing as Salomon are probably like kind of new to this game, I would say, like the road race running shoes, that who wants to invest in money in a brand new pair of shoes that they've never kind of experienced? Like if you've used Nike shoes before, that you kind of know what you're going to expect. There might be a little bit of a tweak, but going into a brand new shoe, that's a lot of money to kind of pay to get into that. And Salomon's road running shoes line previously has never really been that extensive, so you're kind of playing in a little bit of a risk. Will you like it? Will you not? So as this is a road racing shoe, there's one thing that's quite apparent. There is no carbon plate, but look, it's quite stiff, I would say, for a shoe that doesn't have any kind of plate torsion system in it. It's relatively stiff, and I think that's one of the great things as a result for race running, that it will maybe return a little bit of energy that you put into your stride when you're sort of impacting, that it may not be as flexible, and that's something that I think is quite good. You would maybe think that there is a carbon plate, maybe they've hidden it in there without telling us. That being said, I really like it. I really enjoy running in it, and I think it's been a really great investment, and I'll be doing a lot more runs in these. I think what I'll ideally be doing using these shoes is like road running on asphalt, maybe some like really fast for me, some faster workouts, maybe like a 10K race or something like that. That would be really nice. Wouldn't maybe be using this for a marathon. I don't know. I did say I probably would. A really nice shoe, really exciting. Like this, you can fold it well for when you're traveling. As running fanatics will know that Kilian Jornet is sponsored by Salomon, and he did his first kind of road race, 10 kilometers, and he wore this shoe and did 29:59 in it, and it's a pretty impressive result for like your first road race. But the guy's some freak of VO2 max or whatever it was, and he ran in these, and I think there's a little bit of hype going around about that. Maybe that's the reason why he ran it. Salomon asked him, hey, we need some hype for this shoe, and pretty good marketing if you ask me. But the shoe is good. That I think is the overall kind of consensus. I really like it, and it's been money well worth invested for me, and I will rotate in it. I obviously won't do all my kilometers in it, and look forward to running more in this. If you've got one of these, or if you've got any questions, please leave them down below in the comments section. More than happy, I'll get back to you. Let's discuss a little bit more. And please subscribe to the channel. Lots of running reviews, lots of series like marathon things, ultra races, so much. It's just about running. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you have a good day and enjoy your running. By the way, this is a documentary about Ricky Gates. He's a Salomon athlete as well. He ran across the USA a couple of years back, and it's quite a good one. Free on YouTube also.